Right, good morning all. It is Friday morning and I have been poring over the book, the Green Magic book, as you can see, for some time, and I am trying to, as I wanted to have mentioned, is to make sure that these, pardon my manners, these positions here from the front dumb irons are at least within, hopefully, the tolerances. So what I've done, I'm going to take you out to show you. You can see the various things in the green book, and it tells you various measurements. And so mainly from this pin here, which is the rear bush, to the front bush there, centre to centre, K and L adds up to 34.625 inches. Well, 34.5 or 34 5/8 I've gone for, approximately 888 millimeters or 88 centimeters, and that's the position I've done now. So I've set that position, which I'll show you now. Now the other position I've got to find is this N position here, from the center to A, which is 9 inches. Well, the way to get that is from S. S is the 3 holes and the main support for the bulkhead, plus this hole here, which is again pivotal, which is the hole there, which is the bush for the rear spring. So P and S, well, P is 8.3 and S is 4.3, well, 4 3/4 of an inch. It's all down in the book, which I've marked many times ago. So what I'm going to do now is sort this joint, this measurement out, to achieve this measurement, because what you'll find is, because I have got a cut here, let's get me a pen, because I have a cut here on the chassis around this section here, this moves up and down fractionally. Well, it moves up and down a lot, and so because I couldn't fix this point earlier because it was so badly damaged, what I've done, what I've got to do is try and make the distances and the point as accurate as I can, and that's what I'm going to do now. Cheers. Right, as you can see, 2 pieces of wood, whatever you've got, as long as it's fairly straight, accurate. This is some beech, and it is already quite supportive and whatever. So 34.6, so I've done 34 5/8 approximately. Centre point, drill the holes. Don't drill the holes too big. Drill them, you know, within reason. You know, for it to, the bolt to fit in, nice and comfy. There you go. And then of course a slightly smaller hole for this one, because of this tie bar here. This does move up and down, but that's not important at the moment. But what I'm trying to say is that now that's gives that quite some rigidity, but you can still see it moves up and down. So what we're trying to do now is to find out whether you need to come up or down, or whether it's right. That is sitting right. So I've still got to make up underneath here, but that's neither here or there, because I can reproduce this simply by popping this framework back on. So all I've got to do now is these 3 bolts here above the centre line there, 4 3/4, and cut a line across. I have then got to feed myself across here and then measure down to 9 inches. Anyway, you'll get the idea. So I'm just going to make something up for that next. Cheers. Right, this has been a bit of a head scratcher, because I'm trying to manage with what I've got. It'd be nice to have some steel pins there, but I put 2 pencils in there, took the nuts and bolts out, put 2 pencils in, because this here, across here, right, is supposed to be a so-called datum line, and then above it, which is actually this cut out here. But of course I need another point, but of course I've got my step in and I've got the back in. It's great if you've got a naked chassis, but I haven't. So anyway, if I put a piece across there, which happens to be a large spirit level, you ain't got to get it level. I'm just saying, if you put that there and then gently till it touches the other one, until you get a bit of a rock in a momentum, right, or which you can see here is a piece of string, which will be a similar thing. You need to make sure your string just catches that one and catches that one, but that doesn't. Well, it does, but you know. And then if you pull that till it touches, you should end up with a line about there. Well, that datum line, as I call it, around there, because it was up there a minute ago. But if I have that there and then measure back down to there, it should be the difference. I.e., it should be 9 inches from there. It's very complicated, but these pegs here roughly are the central. So it's 4.75, and it's got to be a 9-inch total to the bottom of the other side here. So then if you take a measurement off there, because I'm on a nut, so if I come down a little bit, it's about 5 inches. So within reason it's about right, but from the centre. So a bit of jigging around and it shouldn't be too far out. That's about the best I can do. I've still got to put a plate in here before I put these on. So in other words, I can take these off, jig it about a bit in a few minutes, and it should be about right. When I say should be about right, you know, that's the best I can do. That's the only way I can work out the datum on. I've sat here and thought for quite some time now, and that's the only way I can sort of seem to do it, because this is in the way, this is in the way. If I come across from this point here, which happens to be the 4.75 from the centre, it is, take my word for it. So that's centred there, but of course you've got to get a 9-inch point to the bottom of the other one, not this one, because there is a difference. So there you go. And it's no good having a spirit level on here, because that's not the issue. That you can't use a spirit level. You've got to get it square, so it's literally all the way across. There you go, clear as mud. But that's where I will do it anyway. Cheers.